Have you ever had that fear where you might have fitness success and it might change who you are or even how others might see you? And you're like, why even start? I mean, I don't want to change. Well, success in fitness, it really won't change your core self, but it can amplify, at least in my opinion, it can amplify the best parts of you because you've got the energy, you've got the enthusiasm. Because it's easy, I think it's easy to fear that getting stronger, leaner, more in shape, people will treat you differently, or they won't, or maybe you won't even recognize yourself. And I did have some of these things happen to me along the way, but it's not like it was an instantaneously big change overnight. Although people that hadn't seen me in a while might have thought that when I went through my transformation. Um, but I will say that there's some things where people do maybe respond a little bit differently when you've gone through a shift, when you've gone through a change. But I wouldn't let that fear stop you. I mean, this fear, it can feel like, I don't know, like taking care of yourself really means that you're giving up part of your identity. But here's the thing, it's not about becoming someone else, it's about unlocking your energy, your focus, your confidence, your goal setting, the things you want to achieve, the things you want to accomplish and be in life. Um, you already have within you, they're already there. It's just unlocking that sort of thing. And I'm a big fan of constantly developing my self-image, my where I'm going in life, my beliefs, because you can only go as so far as what you believe and how you see yourself. And so when you start to have these breakthroughs after breakthroughs and you start stepping through comfort zone after comfort zone, or let's say stepping out of comfort zone after comfort zone, or breaking through what one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, would call the terror barrier, you really start to see some shifts, and you get to a new level, like cracking the code on a new level in Mario, right? But before we get into all this great stuff today, head over to talktoperry.com because that's where my calendar's wide open. Let's recharge that mental and physical battery of yours and reclaim your power so that you can hit all of these goals. You can level up that self-image and get yourself to where it is that you desire. And hey, it only takes 15 minutes. What? 15 minutes? Well, you'll see. TalkToPerry.com is where that's at. Let me think about this. Fear of identity change. You know, we can really get into our heads and our minds really a lot. And so sometimes, as I talked about in recent podcasts that I've released, the self-doubt, the self-talk can be anchors to holding ourselves back. But knowing that, if you're aware of that, then you should know that you can reverse it, and instead of it anchoring you, it can elevate you, right? So fear is more common than people think. It creates resistance to change, and we can sometimes create thoughts in our mind of how we think other people are seeing us, right? I embraced the fact that I wanted to keep leveling up my self-image, and I do realize you might have to distance yourself from old habits, from old routines, from old relationships. And when you get these thoughts that creep in, like, oh, what if they think I've changed? What if I don't fit into the same circles anymore? That can become a real concern, but it doesn't have to stop you. This happened when, right there in my own household, I started working on my journey, getting in shape, and I was fitting into some clothing I hadn't fit into in a long time. And, my wife was just asking me, why are you changing? What's going on? Was very suspicious of why would I make these changes in life? Are you going through a middle life thing? Is there something going on? And it wasn't it. I had gotten to a point where I told myself and promised myself I would never be, and there I was in that out of shape, overwhelmed, overworked, overweight. And I'm like, no more. Maybe I said overweight twice. I don't know. But I was overweight. And I wanted to change it. And if there's anything that was going to change it, it was going to be me. It wasn't going to be because somebody said something or somebody had an opinion of me or whatever it was. I had to be taking the responsibility for it. And so it was me that needed to change my self-image. Now, once we had that talk, um, she started on her journey. She's like, I want this too. But she had to go within inside herself and do those things. See, the reality is people who care about you, they'll adjust to the changes, and especially when they see you feeling stronger, more energetic, happier, you're doing more things, you're bringing more zest in life than the other things that were dragging you down. They often react to their own. Sometimes this happens. People will react to their own discomfort with change, not yours. Although I did have one lady, she was getting a candy bar out of the vending machine. I was a teacher in the teacher lounge, and she just says out loud, "Why do I feel like the food Nazis, analyzing my every move?" Now she was referring to me because I was eating healthy now. I wasn't judging her. I wasn't even paying attention to anything. But in her mind, she felt her own discomfort. She felt that way. So what really matters is how you feel about taking the steps that you're doing to improve yourself. And the best way to move forward, and this takes some time, this takes some persistence, but it's to stop worrying about what others might react or focus on, or what might talk about, to help you. It might even help you have sabotaging moments to keep you stuck, right? And you might even ask yourself, what is staying stuck costing me? That's a big question, right? Because when you hold on to fear, it delays your progress. And when you can break through those chains, it's amazing. But when you just take small actions, people want overnight success when it comes to their health and fitness stuff, but in general. But when you take small actions toward your fitness, you start to build trust in yourself. Over time, that trust grows and it helps you build confidence and helps you keep going. Now, I know it might seem abstract at the beginning. Right at the beginning, you're just developing the habits. But if you trust the process, say, I'm in this for life, not like I'm needing to be in competitions or anything, but if you want to choose that, it's fine. But it's just, I want to be healthier. I want to be happier. I want to be filled with more energy. Speaking of energy, that's why I tell people, head over to talktoperry.com, because I want to hear what's going on, what struggles you're going through, what's draining your battery, because so many of us, we go through life where we're a 6-year-old smartphone with 2% battery life and no charger in sight. And I want to help you boost that battery. How would your life look different if your mental and your physical battery was running at 100% every single day instead of 2%? Just sit on that one for a while. TalkToPerry.com is where that's at. So just imagine how life could feel better for you, breaking through these. And, it's really that fear of changing. It's just that. It's just a fear. Okay, little terror barrier. I got a breakthrough. Once I'm through it, I'm in a new level. Let's go. Let's take on these new goals that I have, and that's what will happen. Every 30 days, I'm banging out some sort of fitness program, or fitness routine. But toward that last week, I'm already looking at what's next. What can take me to another level? I'm not looking to settle. It's like, what can take me up the next level, or what sort of things can I work on? This is a lifelong game, and, it just becomes who you are. You're going to add strength, resilience, joy to your life, and you're going to find that you can push through, more things and persist. And the more you do that, the more you'll recognize, this is who I am. Not somebody that's new, but somebody that's always had the potential to thrive. But just know, you can choose to use your power and take control, or you can let the excuses, fear, judgment of others control you and drain your power. It really boils down to deciding and committing to yourself and your goals, and then choosing to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway down in the comments. Drop them down there. I promise I will reply to those and respond. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness Community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.